him up to the day. If I want to recount all the assistance he has rendered to me through the years, I cannot name them all. He was virtually a fatherly figure for me, definitely. Monsignor has helped me a lot. He has helped me through the years to what I've become today. It was through the help of Mr. Sanyang and to God that I am at where I am today. So I'm very thankful to God that I have had the opportunity to work with an indefatigable figure like Mr. Sanyang, who has known only work throughout his life. Mr. Sanyang, I could recall when we were at the exchange, he couldn't even go on leave. All the director generals that passed through us there, they will all tell him, no, Sanyang, you cannot go, because of the work he was doing for the institution. And I've emulated, what he has been doing over the years. And right now, everybody is telling me, your friend is gone, your friend is gone. This is where he sits, where you are. Every morning he will come and sit here, Abdul, where is the bread? What are you doing? What is on the schedule? Oh, he's only concerned about work, definitely. And even on his sick bed, when I went to see him, that was what he was telling me, what are you doing? How are the programs? He is always concerned about what is on TV, what we are doing. And we've really lost a fatherly figure, somebody who has guided us through the profession for the good number of years. For almost 2 decades, I have been with him and I have learned a lot with him. Sanyang is somebody who will not even want to see you angry. Even when you quarrel or argue with him, the next minute he will call you, come to my office. He doesn't want to see anybody angry. So that is the kind of person Mr. Modu Sanyang was, and I pray to God that his soul rests in eternal peace, and the family he left behind should also be assisted, because this is somebody who has devoted all his life to the service of the nation. That is very important. So we should not forget his family. We should all help them to, I think, let me end here.
I think what he has contributed to this country in terms of his work and his dedication to the leadership should be seen as a legacy, and that we should all try to emulate that, because we have a strong leadership in the person of His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Hajj Jame, and that strong leadership that has made all of us aware of our role and our duty to nation and society, and this has been manifested by Alhaji Momodu Sanyang. Like I said, it's a legacy. His work and dedication to the service of the institution is also a legacy. Sanyang will sit here from morning till night. Sometimes I will close around 4:30, 5. I'll find him in his office, either resting just to take off again. He will not leave here until when the news at 10 is done. And I think that alone is worth emulating. So what I will say at this point of his demise is that for us who are treading in his shoes, be as dedicated as he was, and to follow the legacy that he has left behind. And I will pray for his soul. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him eternal rest and eternal peace, and join him among those that Allah loves so well.
Well, if we talk about legacy, there is a lot that Mr. Sanyang left behind. If you look at our track record from inception to date, we can see remarkable changes happened in this institution. And during the time of Mr. Sanyang, I can tell you that is where we started changing faces. The attainment of satellite broadcasting, you could remember, started in 2009. And then he was at the helm of affairs, so he spearheaded that project. And any time you ask him, he is always talking about, getting us a second channel, trying to improve transmission and quality of service for GRTs. So that is a foundation he has laid, and those he left behind should be able to continue that. Because the way we are going, GRTs is on satellite now. The whole world is watching, and they are seeing pictures of quality, images of quality, and sound. So we should be able to build on that good work Mr. Sanyang started, and forge ahead in the area of training too. Although it has not been an easy thing, but GRTS has always endeavored Every year we help, our staff who have training courses here and there to go without, the adequate financial resources. But the little Mr. Sanyang had, he always encouraged people. Anytime you have an opportunity, he will assist you. A lot of people pass through his hands. So that legacy of assistance and generosity, as well as the hard work, he has left behind should continue.
Well, Sadibu Jame is a senior manager, marketing department. He has also been working with Mo Sanyang for the past years. And Sadibu, this is such a very sad day for GRTs, and not only for GRTs, it's for the rest of the nation. For those of us who work with him, we see him as a father, an uncle, and an advisor. How would you want to, what would you like to say concerning a day like this, when we actually lost our Director General?
Ibrahim, as you have just said, this is a very sad day for not only GRTS, for the whole nation in general. Mo Sanyang, former Director General of GRTS, has been, like you aptly described him, a father to all of us. Well, we don't call him by his name, by the very nature of his personality. He's the guy who was used to come to everybody. He's the perfect example of a leader who leads, but at the same time follows. He comes to you for advice before he takes any decision. And that is the guy who really can thrive any nation. And then you are all living witness to, during his tenure of office, GRTS has achieved many milestones, and it's indeed a sad news to the whole nation. We are sort of words to describe him as a father, as a colleague, and as a boss. He has lived as a person with dignity, with respect, and care for all. And it's indeed sad, Ibrahim.
Sadibu, what kind of legacy do Mo Sanyang bequeath to us, knowing that he has spent a good amount of his working hours, extra working hours, in editing, ensuring that programs come on time. Now he has gone. What's next?
Mo Sanyang has literally lived in GRTS. He doesn't go home. Excuse me. We come to work and find him and leave him at work. He practically lived in this place. Wherever you call Mo Sanyang, he's in the office. So that explains how he loved this job. The legacy he has left behind him, you cannot measure. He's the one who brought GRTS to the new building. Remember, GRTS was at exchange where Gamtel is. He's the one who brought us here. He was the one who successfully covered the AU summit. Remember, he came to office less than 6 months. The Gambia was to host the AU, and that was hosted successfully. He's also the guy who saw GRTS, who made GRTS to go on satellite. It was in his reign and tenure of office when GRTS went on satellite. And these and many more are things that he has left behind. Also, his voice as a Jola announcer, even when we were young, even before we dreamt of even coming to GRTS, whenever he speaks Jola, he has that unique, voice that nobody can copy. He speaks Jola, everybody loves. We used to memorize how he used to say in Jola, even though we could not speak Jola. But because of his unique voice, because of his characteristics as a leader, because of what he has done for GRTS, he has lived his life for GRTS, and then that is something that he shall always be remembered for.
Alaji Mo Sanyang was not just a colleague, he was a father and a friend. Actually, he is the one who inspired me to become a tape editor, because when I entered GRTS, I entered as a cameraman. But the way I saw him when he was editing